Hi guys, Gotham here, back with another video. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the MyFitnessPal app to track your calories and macros. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to set up your macros within the app. I'm going to show you how to search for a food item or product. I'm going to teach you how to add an item if it's not there when you search for it. And then I'm also very quickly going to show you how to weigh some food items just so you're keying in the right information within the app. So if you think this content is going to be helpful for you, then please watch the rest of this video. If you think that someone else you know might benefit from watching this video, then please do help to share this video so we can reach more people. If you do like my content, then please subscribe, as I will be posting things like this on a regular basis. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. Once you've downloaded the app, the next thing that you want to do is set up your calories and macros. So what you're going to do is open the app and click on the bottom right corner of the screen where it says More. After you click on More, you're going to click on Goals. Once you click on Goals, you need to fill in all the information that it asks for. So if you put your current weight and your goal weight, as well as your activity level and what your weekly goal is, whether you want to gain weight or lose weight, and by how many kilograms per week is your goal. Once you key in all that information, the next thing you want to do is click on calories, carbs, protein, and fat goals. Once you click on that, the calories should automatically calculate based on the information you keyed in on the previous screen. So for me, it says 2,670, and this is based on the goals that I typed in on the previous screen. And from the 2,670 calories, it's given me a breakdown here of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So most of the time when you're first setting this up, they'll leave your carbs at 50%. But if you're not comfortable eating that much carbs and you already have a preference on how you like to eat, then you can go ahead and change the numbers on this screen. So for me, I like to eat somewhere around 35% carbs. I've came to this number from years of tracking, and sometimes I like to eat more carbs, sometimes I like to eat less carbs. So this is sort of just a baseline. So I start off with 35% carbs, and my protein is 25%, and I like to eat higher in fat, so I put mine in as 40%. And I don't hit these numbers every day. It just gives me a baseline again. And sometimes I'm lower, sometimes I'm higher on the macros. But overall, I'm pretty accurate with hitting the amount of calories that it says here. Okay, so once you're done keying in this information, you can just go back to the home screen and click on Diary. So once you start tracking, most of the time you're going to really live on this diary page. Okay, this is where you key in all the food that you're eating every day. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to add a food item by searching for it. Okay, so you should see here on the diary page, you have breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, exercise, and water. So most of the time I don't key in exercise or water. I just key in breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. So we're going to key in eggs under breakfast as an example. So what you need to do is click on add food, search for eggs. And as you can see, it already comes up with the best match for eggs. And that's because a lot of people key in eggs, and this is the one that most people choose as a result. Eggs vary in sizes, but most of the time it's going to be somewhere between 70 to 90 calories. So 72 is a good range. That's most of the time an egg is going to be somewhere around there. So that's the best one to follow. So just click on that. And if you want to change the number of servings, this would be the next screen to do it on. So it says here number of servings. I'm going to put 4, and that would be the calculation right there for 4 eggs. Okay, so if you have an item where you're searching for it but it doesn't quite come up, for example, I have this Pro Granola peanut butter clusters packet over here. So I'm going to key that in under snacks because I usually have that as a snack, either with some milk, or I'll have it on top of a peanut butter toast. So I'm going to key that under snacks, and I'll search for Pro Granola peanut butter clusters. Okay, now this Pro Granola brand has multiple flavors of this product, so you want to be specific when you're searching. And it actually comes up in the search results. So it's this very first one here, Pro Granola Peanut Butter Clusters. The serving size is half cup, and after you search for a product, you want to make sure that the nutrition info on the back of the packet actually matches what is keyed in here. Because this information is keyed in by other people like yourself, and sometimes people make mistakes. So the first thing you do every time you're tracking is search for the product, and if you do find it, double check the information for the one that you select, okay? If it doesn't show up, then that takes me to my very next step here, which is to show you how to add an item if it doesn't show up in the search results. So I'm going to use the same example, Pro Granola Peanut Butter Clusters. If this doesn't show up, then what you want to do is click on Add Food, and then on the top right corner there's a plus symbol. So click on the plus sign and click Create a Food. After you click Create a Food, it asks you to fill in some information. So the brand name for this is Pro Granola. Description, Peanut Butter Clusters. So under serving size, it's best to put in the amount of grams per serving. So if let's say the serving size on the back of the packet says 36 grams, okay? So for the serving size, you put 36 grams, and servings per container, you put it as 1. That way, if you have more than one serving, you can just change the number of servings, but the numbers that you want this to show you are the information based on one serving. So once you key that in, under calories, you put 110, total fat, you put 6, total carbs, you're gonna put 2, and total protein, you're gonna put 11, okay? And then you hit the top right corner, the check mark again, and it'll ask you, do you want to add more nutrient information? And you say, no need, no thanks. And that's it, it's done. So you've keyed in something completely from scratch. So now that you've learned how to key in items into MyFitnessPal, the next thing that you want to do is learn how to weigh your food correctly. So there's actually 2 ways to weigh food. One is by putting the item on the scale first, and then you zero out the scale, and then you take out the portion that you want. Or the other way is to put an empty glass or bowl or plate onto the scale, and then you zero out the scale, and then you put the portion that you want onto the plate. So both ways are the same. For some foods you might prefer to do it one way, and for other foods you might prefer to do it another way. So this packaging also contains the nutrient information on the back. So it has a brand, the brand is Fair Price. So all I have to do is search for Fair Price baked walnuts, and we'll see what comes up. Okay, so Fair Price, it says here, servings per pack 5, serving size 30 grams. Key in 30 grams, and you're gonna open. So what I do is, you can either use a cup or a bowl to weigh your nuts. So I put the cup on, I turn the machine back on, wait for it to say 0 grams, and then you're gonna weigh out 30 grams of the nuts. Okay, so that's perfect. So this is 32 grams. If I was to take one walnut off, it's 28 grams. So it doesn't matter if it's 2 grams off, no big deal, honestly. So 28 grams, I'm gonna keep that, and this is gonna be one of my snacks for later. Now, let's say you decided to order some food from outside. I only like to eat food that contains all this information on it, that way I can track it. I track every single one of my meals every day, and I've been doing that for a couple of years already. It's a habit, and I do find that when I don't track, at the end of the day, it's very difficult for me to tell whether I've eaten enough or whether I've overeaten, and I just don't like that feeling. I just like to know exactly how much I've had. So this has all the info, and you're not gonna be able to find this in the search because this is a meal that I ordered from outside. If someone else ordered this meal and keyed it in, maybe it would come up. So it might be worth searching for. But to me, I already have tried this in the past. This items from this place doesn't come up in the search. So I'm gonna key it in. So I'm gonna go to the lunch and I'm gonna click Add Food, hit the plus sign in the top right, click create a food, brand name, Fit3, description, mushroom, tempeh, rundan. Serving size 1. This is a low carb box, so I just key in 1 low carb box. Servings 1. Okay. Now calories 595. Total fat 23. Total carbs 74. Dietary fiber 15. Protein 37. Hit the top right, hit the check mark on the top right. That's it, it's done, it's keyed in. Simple as that, very easy, very quick. The earlier part of this video was a little slow because I had to explain a lot of things, but you see how fast I did that. And honestly, in a full day, it takes me no more than 5 to 10 minutes to track everything. It's super quick, everybody should be doing it. You're gonna learn a lot, so try it when you can. So liquids. Liquids are not something that you weigh by grams. They're usually by milliliters, ml, and so you have to look at the back. What is this? You have to look at the nutrient information on the back of the milk carton to see what is it telling you. So here it says nutrient information per 100 ml of this milk. Oatly's a pretty big brand. If you search for this, you're most likely gonna find it. So I'm gonna search for this first. So I'm gonna key this in under snacks. So Oatly, the original, search. Okay, so this one says per 100 ml 46 kcal. So I'm looking for anything that says 46. So I found one here that says 46, but it doesn't say 100 ml, it says 100 grams. Now this could be because someone tried to key in this and they typed it in incorrectly. So the 100 grams could actually be 100 ml. They just typed in 100 grams when they meant to type in 100 ml. So because it says 46 calories, I'm gonna max it. Because it did 46 calories, I'm actually gonna click on that one to see if it matches the information here. And it says protein 1 gram, yes. Fat 1.5 grams, that matches. Carbs 6.7. Okay, so it turns out to be perfect. This person actually keyed it in wrong. So instead of me having to key this in, I'm just gonna use this. So I just hit the check mark on the top right, and there it is, it's done, 100 ml. Now, we gotta weigh the milk. So I'm gonna use this glass here. I'm gonna put it in, and by now you guys should be already familiar with this process. Put the glass on, turn the scale on, let it say 0. Now my scale allows me to change the unit, and this unit is in milliliters, not grams. So I'm gonna press unit until it changes to milliliters. So now it's showing 0 ml, not 0 grams anymore. And then I'm gonna pour the milk until it comes to 100. Okay, so guys, this is 100 ml of milk. Shocking, right? It's pretty little. Actually, most milk servings are 250 ml. So we're gonna change what we've typed in, and this also might happen to you where you see 100 ml and you realize, okay, wait, this is too little. So you want to change the amount of servings. So if 100 ml is one serving, 250 ml is actually 2.5 servings, okay? It's 2.5 servings. So one serving 100 ml, a second serving another 100 ml, and then another half serving, which is 50 ml, that's 250 if you add that up. So before we get started on this, the only items that you're gonna need is a proper food scale, and you also need to know what kind of foods to buy when you go to the grocery store. So whenever you go to the groceries next, you want to buy items which show you all the nutrition information on the packet. If it doesn't have a proper nutrition label where it shows you the calories, the proteins, the carbs, and the fats, it's going to be very difficult for you to track. Fruit and vegetables are an exception. Those usually don't come with nutrition labels. Sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't because you're buying them from the fresh produce section. So those you're gonna have to just weigh on your own. Things like broccoli or even an orange or an apple, you can just search for that in MyFitnessPal and those actually come up. But to be more accurate, you can actually just weigh those items on a food scale and then key in that information into MyFitnessPal and it will give you the macro profile of that item. Hi guys, so before we end this video, I just want to ask, if you did enjoy this video, then please like and subscribe, and also leave some details in the comments as to what kind of videos and challenges you want to see me doing in the future.